Hello my demons, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sketchy Blue Moon, but you could just call me Sketchy. I make art topics and art related videos, character videos, and some other things as well. And if you like that kind of stuff, stay tuned because in today's video I'm gonna go over 5 tips for beginner artists. Now, I do want to say this real quick. What I do with my content and what I draw is specifically for adults. I am not a content creator for family-friendly things, and I'm not a family-friendly storyteller either. I don't mind giving tips and advice to teenagers and children, but I prefer to mainly just talk to young adults and adults. So please respect my bloody fucking decision with that. But anyways, I was trying to make some videos a while ago on art tips and tutorials and all that kind of stuff, but so much was going on, I couldn't be bothered. And back then it was very hard for me to kind of find the right stuff and way to even talk about how to do the things that I found helpful and to do other things that could be considered helpful towards others. So right now I'm at the point where I am fully capable of giving you guys suggestions, tips and advice and pretty much all the stuff that you really do need to hear. And with all that, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, so let's begin. The first tip, understanding what you can do. Basically, understanding your style. Understanding your art style is pretty good to get around. Now, every artist has their own style and techniques on how they draw figurines and shapes and stuff. Everybody is different, or sometimes people are quite identical with what they do, or sometimes some others are similar in what they're doing, but then they're not as identical, but then sometimes they are as identical, but then everybody works differently in their own way, and that's not a bad thing. The majority of artists like using circles for the heads, while some other artists likes using squares and rectangles for like head structure, for more of a 3D outlook on how they want to draw it out and stuff. It really shouldn't matter on what kind of art style you have. As long as the art style is true to you, then go for it. There is absolutely no need to copy other people and their art styles because you look up to it so much, you want that style yourself. There's no issue on, wanting a similar art style, but do not believe that you have to. You have to be like that other person. You have to do everything down to the bone and muscle and join on what they're doing. And it's like, no, you do not. You absolutely do not need to have someone else's art style because you feel inspired by it. You do not need to copy it and try and make it your own, because when a lot of people do that, it honestly fucks them up. I know that myself. I mean, being young, you don't really know any better, and I wasn't really taught a lot. I mean, I'm a self-taught artist, for crying out loud, so I had to learn quite a lot, good ways and bad ways. So just keep in mind, really keep your art style truly about you and how you draw life and imagination and stuff. That to me is quite important after everything I've gained and learned in life. And if you don't know how to completely get a true art style about you and yourself, then don't be ashamed about it. Just keep trying. Literally just keep trying. Try, different pencil techniques, strokes, items, and all that kind of stuff. You do not need to spend hundreds upon hundreds worth of supplies in order to get good, because honestly, that's not real. It's really not. You do not need expensive equipment. I lasted pretty goddamn well on like cheap supplies that were very good, actually. So yeah, you don't need expensive equipment, only just get what's in your budget. Please, just get what's in your budget line. You do not need expensive equipment. You don't. Just get what you're comfortable with and get what you like. And if you are struggling with finding your art style, just really don't overthink about it. Mainly, just don't think. Most of the time when I'm drawing, 90% of the time I am hardly thinking. It just happens to me fluidly, and it comes to me fluidly. That sounds so wrong out of context. Just be comfortable with the shapes that you're drawing out. You can do it as smooth as you want, as blocky as you want, or whatever. Just make sure the art style is true to you. Now for tip number 2, being comfortable. Also, how you move and how you hold a pencil. Now I know it sounds very stupid, but honestly, I get so worried towards people that get so tense whilst they're drawing, and they complain about their hands hurting and everything, and they're just not comfortable with it at all. This is what you really need to do, motherfucker. Please stop tensing so much. Stop grabbing your pencil like someone is going to take it. Relax your body and sit comfortably. Let your hand and your fingers and your arm loose. Just let it flow with the movement. Don't only just use your wrist to move the pencil, allow your fingers to move it as well, and allow your arm to move around so you can get more areas. Like if you're working on a bigger canvas, you are going to need to move your arm better. So stop tensing so much, like someone's gonna steal your pencil. All you need to do is just be comfortable the way you are. There is no need for you to be so tense. Like, for crying out loud, one time I was helping my friend out drawing, and I had to constantly tell her to relax because she just kept on tensing. She didn't. It was kind of funny that she got kind of freaked out that I knew that I bloody knew that she kept tensing. So please, just get comfortable with your movement. Allow it to come fluidly again. Even though it sounds really wrong, but again, just allow your movements to be fluid instead of so stiff. You don't need to be so stiff when you're holding a pencil. And also, hold the pencil however you want. Don't just hold it like one way or another because someone says, "Oh, you're gonna wreck your hand." Bitch, I have been holding my pencil in a certain way practically all my life. It is so uncomfortable for me to hold it in a certain way that fits society's standards. So yes, please hold the pencil however you want. Literally, even if you're just like grabbing it in a certain way, and if it's comfortable for you to do that, do it. Honestly, bloody do it. It's honestly the best when you're just relaxed and not so rough and tense. Just be gentle with your muscles and your joints. Just be nice and gentle with yourself whilst you're drawing. Your body will thank you for it, especially your muscles, and you won't be aching as much. Tip number 3, what you should pay attention to. Basically, what you really need to focus on the most. I do see quite a lot of people not being able to truly know on what to focus on first when they're starting out. So I really want to take this opportunity and say it for how it is. There is no right or wrong way to start, in all honesty, really. But if you really want to get into sketching, then just do sketching. If you want to do paints, then go and do paints. But what you need to understand is how the shapes and colors work. and obviously other things as well that goes into drawing anatomy. Now, I'm not saying you need to go into fucking history books and look on like, oh, this artist 100 years ago did this. I need to write this down in order for me to improve. No! You don't. You don't need to do that. What you need to do is actually just get on and draw it out. You need to practice. That's how you improve. And it is important to do your research as well, but you don't need to create a book out of it. The internet is free. There's Pinterest and many other websites that provides like different angles and anatomy work and all sorts of things for free, for crying out loud. And another thing of people thinking that you should only buy like expensive equipment, it goes the same way. You don't need to spend a lot of money on lessons. You don't. You really don't. You just need to do as much research as possible and to make sure you understand that there's muscles and bones and things that go into things, and how water ripples and how trees shine under the sunlight and how grass kind of like moves in a still picture. It's important for you to just look with your eyes and to analyze it. Focus, pay attention, and obviously just listen. It sounds crazy, but it's very important to do all of those things. The more attention you give towards things, the better understanding you have of drawing it out. I have a habit on looking at people just to see how their clothes move and how they walk and run and stuff, just because I'm getting into animation work, so it's like, you know, for me to get a better understanding, I have to look at things and how they move and how it flows and stuff. Paying attention to those key details are very important. It is okay to use other people's art references, but I do find it easier and better just to have a look at photography work and just to look up films and movies and all that kind of stuff, just to see how, you know, the muscles move and, you know, the way things are and stuff, and how the lighting works and color and things. So yeah, just pay attention to that. Just really focus on it. Understand anatomy, color, and movement. Just everything. Just focus. Just really focus. Tip number 4. Draw every single day. Just draw something every day and your skills will improve. I absolutely hate the argument of, oh no, you don't need to draw every day, you just need to draw like a couple of times a week and it'll all be fine. No, it really doesn't work like that. If you really want your skills to improve at a faster pace, draw every day. Even if you say, oh well, I don't have spare time. Bitch, what the fuck are you doing watching videos on YouTube and TikTok all day then? What kind of excuse is that? You don't need to draw immaculate things all the time. Just silly little doodles. Again, learn your skills. Learn anatomy. You don't need to spend 24 hours a day learning how to draw. Just an hour or two if you're sure that you don't have enough time. Or even half an hour, 20 minutes, most. Just do as much little sketches and doodles as possible in that time period. Your sketches don't need to be neat. They don't need to be clean. Get a messy sketchbook, for crying out loud. Be a messy artist. You don't need to be clean 24/7. You don't need clean art 24/7. Just get messy with your sketches in order for you to learn. Do not feel stressed that, like, you know, oh, it's permanent, like you have to draw every day, and if you miss one day in your learning curve, you're gonna lose all of your process. No, it doesn't work like that. There are times where you can take a few days off if you can't think of anything, or if you've done something, or your hand is hurting a little too much. But I highly doubt that, because the way that your thumb works on your phone. I can understand for the lack of motivation and the lack of imagination, but if you really want to draw something, watch something new, or watch something old, or continue watching a series or something, and maybe an idea will come to your head then. Or if you prefer to draw things right in front of you, place the items in different angles and just draw the same item, in different angles and stuff. It's mainly to work your muscle memory, because the more time you do those things, the more your muscles are gonna get used to those movements, and the more, again, fluid you're gonna get with everything. Look, I know I say fluid a lot, but that is literally how it works for me, and many other people that I know. So please, if you really want to improve your skills and if you really want to do better, try something every day, please. It worked for me, and it has worked for other people. Do not believe everything you see on the bloody internet, especially to someone who does not draw. Do not take advice from someone who doesn't draw. Honestly, you people need to fuck off. And now, tip number 5. Learn from mistakes. Every mistake is a learning experience. I see this way too much in the art community and from people that constantly bring up about, oh, well, if you can't draw a circle, don't bother, or if you can't do a stick figure, don't bother, and all sorts of crap that I've heard, and it's like, I want to politely smack you in the mouth with a dick. Anyways, making mistakes is normal in art. Not being able to get the first line done is very normal. I still screw up on things when I'm drawing. There's been many times where I've wasted paper and a drawing was going well until something happened and I had to restart all over again. Or if I can't get like a line down correctly and I just keep going and going and going and it isn't going anywhere, it doesn't matter. There is not one artist that has not made a mistake whilst drawing or painting or sculpturing or whatever the fuck. There's no such thing as a perfect artist. Please do not be scared to make mistakes. Learn from those mistakes. Gain from it. Experience it. Just let it happen. Like, I really don't see anything wrong of, making mistakes and learning from them. There's honestly nothing wrong with it. I mean, so what if you can't draw a perfect circle? I can't. So what if you can't draw a stick figure? It really doesn't matter. I mean, everything else that I said in the video is just that you have to learn to be comfortable with yourself, the way you move, the way it comes to you, and just how you want it to be placed, and just how you want to present it. You have to make mistakes in order to grow. You have got to make those practices worth it, just so that you'll be able to get there faster and sooner. I've learned from many, many mistakes that I have done and shown and all sorts of crap. It is embarrassing to show some things here and there of uncompleted art pieces, but then again, that's just for all artists. We all have sketchbooks that we don't want people just to flick through. I mean, for crying out loud, they wouldn't like us if we flicked through their phones. Yeah, that's an argument all in itself. But yes, please do not be afraid to make mistakes. Just do it. Just draw. Just paint. Just sculpt. Just do it. Just pick it up and crack on with it. Doesn't matter what other people think. It matters to what it's doing to you and what it brings you. I mean, if you make too many mistakes and it's frustrating you, take a break. Take a breather. Put it to the side. Throw your pencil. Yell at the drawing. But you're just a beginner. Or you're somewhat getting there in art. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't expect yourself to do unrealistic expectations, and they're not real expectations. It's just false. It's a false reality created by people who do not care about art. Make the mistakes and grow from it. There's no shame in that. And there we have it, 5 tips for beginner artists. I really hope this does help in any way possible for you guys that are watching this video. I mean, all I really want to do is just to bring the reality towards being an artist and what it's really like, and what you do need to do and what you don't need to do, and you know, how you need to react and how you shouldn't react. I mean, being a self-taught artist, I know way too much that has happened towards people and towards myself on what I had to go through growing up being an artist. It's not easy, but I am happy on how far I've been able to keep myself together and keep the determination going. So I hope you guys will take these tips in and take a breather and just get on with it, because that's what you need to fucking do. Art is a skill and you have to learn it and earn it towards yourself. And again, don't listen to people who are not an artist, because what the fuck do they know? They just know how to look at it and not draw it or paint it or whatever the hell. Again, you people need to fuck off. So with that, thank you so much, my demons, for watching. If you liked this video and if you would like to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing, because honestly, I love doing these kind of videos and this was really fun to make. If you have any other questions, go ahead and write them down in the comments below, and maybe in the next video I'll answer it. If you also like this video, please consider liking it, because it helps it go through the algorithm. The son of a bitch. And also, don't forget to share this video around. I mean, if you know someone who is a beginner and would like some tips and whatever else, send them this video, because that's much appreciated. And again, thank you so much, my demons, for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, my demons!